Hey, welcome back to the Debt Sucks podcast, where we take the fear out of money talk, throw it in a blender with sarcasm, and serve up something you can actually use. I'm Ben Matthews, bankruptcy attorney, debt slayer, and the guy who knows that sometimes rock bottom still has a basement.
And I'm Dorothy, resident truth teller, question asker, and apparently the co-host who keeps Dad from getting a little bit too comfortable being the only one up here.
Today's episode is special because, drumroll please, but my new book, When Debt Hits the Fan, The Real Reasons People File Bankruptcy, is out. Hey, and are you ready for this? It's a free download. Hey, no strings, but wait, there's a $19.99 handling fee. It's totally free.
Basically, he's just giving away years of his brain for the price of zeal, which is either very generous or mildly concerning. Dad, are you okay?
Oh, well, let's just call it both. Why I wrote the book.
All right, Dad. Before we get into what's in the book, why did you write it? I mean, you already have a podcast and clients, forums, the whole shebang.
Good question. Honestly, after years of sitting across the desk for people in financial crisis, I started seeing the same patterns over and over. People wait too long because they're ashamed or scared. They try every miracle fix first. Debt consolidation, borrowing from family, payday loans, and it often just makes things worse. And most importantly, no one is telling the truth about why people really file. I wanted to write something that pulled back the curtain, something that says, here's what's actually going on, here's how to avoid it, and here's why bankruptcy isn't the end of your story.
So this is like your field guide after years in the trenches.
Exactly. It's all the stuff I wish people knew before they were panicked and in my office. And I made it free because this isn't about selling a book. It's about getting the right information into people's hands before it's too late.
I like it. You're basically giving people the map so they don't drive straight into the ditch.
Yes, and preferably before the check engine light's been on for a year. The heart of the book. So here's the deal. The book is not just a here's how to fill out a bankruptcy form manual. It's the stuff people never tell you about why bankruptcy happens in the first place. There's 4 big sections. 1, why people don't file. The shame, the myths, the really bad advice. Number 2, why people do file. Job loss, medical bills, divorce, bad luck, the rule triggers. 3, debt consolidation traps, and why it's not always your financial fairy godmother. And 4, some success stories. Real people who filed, rebuilt, and are now killing it.
So it's less legal textbook and more real talk over copy.
Well, exactly. It's a playbook for getting your life back, whether you're filing or just trying to avoid ever needing to. The skeptical question.
All right, but here's the thing. What about the person listening right now who's thinking, I'm not filing for bankruptcy, so what's in this book for me?
Well, good question, and here's my answer, right? Early warning signs. The same red flags that lead to bankruptcy are the ones you can fix early. Mindset shifts. We talk about how shame, fear, and bad advice keep people stuck. That applies to everyone at every stage. Debt traps. The book breaks down consolidation loans, balance transfers, and other quick fixes that keep you broke. And crisis proof. I walk you through building a financial safety net so you never need to file.
So basically, it's like watching a true crime documentary. You're not planning to rob a bank, but you do want to know how to spot trouble before it happens.
Exactly. It's disaster prep for your wallet. Sneak peek and real story. One thing I really wanted when debt hits the fan was proof. Proof that financial disaster doesn't have to define you. Because right now, if you're listening and feeling like a failure, I want you to hear me. These people I'm about to tell you about, they had way more money, way more resources, and still ended up filing bankruptcy. And if they can come back from the kind of financial mess that makes the front page, then you can absolutely come back for yours.
And we're not talking small change here. These are big names with big paydays, like Dave Ramsey. Yes, that Dave Ramsey. Before he built his financial advice empire, he was a real estate investor who over-leveraged, lost millions, and had to file bankruptcy. He rebuilt from nothing, literally started over, and turned his mess into his message.
Hey, and I'll be honest, Seeing his story was one of the sparks for creating Debt Sucks. I wanted to take that scene, learn from the fall approach, but with a little less judgment. No offense, Dave. Still love you.
Then there's Walt Disney. Before Disneyland, before Mickey Mouse, his first animation company went bankrupt. He could have packed it in, but instead, he created the most recognized entertainment brand in the world. And Toni Braxton, multiple Grammys, millions in record sales, and still 2 bankruptcies. She bounced back both times and stayed in the top of her game.
Don't get Drew Barrymore. Child star, chaos, money gone faster than it came. But she rebuilt her career, took control of her brand, and is now a successful actress, producer, and businessman.
And my personal wow story, MC Hammer. Global fame, can't touch this, was everywhere, and spending like there was no tomorrow. Bankruptcy hit, but he reinvented himself and is still performing decades later.
So here's the takeaway. If people with entire empires, platinum records, and blockbuster movies can crash and still rebuild, your situation is not hopeless. In fact, in some ways, it's easier for you. You don't have the public watching every move. You're not tied to a massive staff payroll, and you don't have to rebuild a brand in the spotlight.
Exactly. You can do it quietly, steadily, and without TMZ following you to the grocery store.
If they can bounce back from multi-million-dollar meltdowns, you can bounce back from yours. And in the book, I lay out the turning points and the lessons you can borrow so you could skip the worst part and come back faster.
All right, Jack, we've got a question from Kelly in Houston, Texas. She's halfway through No Spend September and says, I started out strong, but now I'm feeling burnt out, bored, and honestly a little resentful. I've turned down dinner invites, skipped my favorite coffee, and avoided Amazon like the plague. But I'm starting to wonder if it's even worth it. How do you stay motivated when the short-term sacrifice feels way bigger than the long-term reward?
Well, first off, Kelly, totally normal. Somewhere around week 2, your brain goes from I'm doing something amazing to wow, life is joyless and I hate everyone.
Yes. And that's when you start having daydreams about dropping $48 on candles and the smell of autumn harvest and regret.
Exactly. But here's the thing. No Spend September is like training for a marathon. The first mile feels fine. The middle miles feel like your lungs are on strike. And then the finish line, well, it feels amazing. You're in the middle miles right now. Here are 3 tips to push through. 1, revisit your why. This isn't about punishing yourself. It's about proving you can control where your money goes. Write that down somewhere you'll see it every day. And 2, swap, don't stop. If you cut a dinner out, replace it with a free or cheap thing you actually enjoy. Game night, looting from the library, a walk with a friend. If you only deprive yourself, you'll quit. And 3, track your wins in real time. Don't wait for October to celebrate. Every time you say no to a spend, transfer that amount into your savings or shit happens fund. Watch the total grow. It's like getting paid to say no.
So basically, you're telling Kelly to treat it like a game instead of a punishment.
Exactly. You're not grounded. You're leveling up.
And hey, if you survive September, October will taste like pumpkin spice and financial victory.
So Kelly, keep going. Future you is going to thank present you for sticking with it. Takeaways for every listener. So here's the bottom line. When debt hits the fan, isn't just a how to file bankruptcy manual. It's a decision-making guide. If you're wondering, do I need bankruptcy? This book will help you figure that out. If you're wondering, can I avoid bankruptcy? It'll help you do that too. And if you're nowhere near thinking about bankruptcy, you can still use it as a crash course in financial disaster prevention. You'll learn how to spot the red flags, sidestep the traps, and set yourself up so a money crisis doesn't knock you flat. It's packed with inspiring stories of starting over. People who went from total financial wipeout to building something even stronger. And didn't we mention it's free? Yeah, free. Download it, read it, mark it up, hand it to a friend, or use it as a coffee coaster. Just get it.
See, this isn't about bankruptcy. It's about giving you the manual to keep the engine from catching fire in the first place, and the tools to rebuild it if it already has.
Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works. But not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights counted drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white-knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline.
All right, friends, your action step is simple. Download When Debt Hits the Fan for free at debtsucks.info. No cost, no gimmicks, just the real stuff that can help you ditch debt, skip the shame, and start fresh. If you haven't jumped into No Spend September, it's not too late. Start today. Start tomorrow. Heck, start on the 29th if you want. And if you're curious what it's all about, go listen to our No Spend September episode. It's got all the rules, hacks, and a few snarky jabs of girl math.
And while you're at it, subscribe, like, share, review, repost, or go old school. Print the episode transcript and send it by carrier pigeon to your neighbor.
Exactly, because this isn't just a podcast. It's your unofficial How Not to Blow Your Money survival guide.
Whether you're in the middle of a financial mess or just want to make sure you never have one, When Debt Hits the Fan is worth the read.
All right, remember, adulting is hard. Debt makes it harder. So stay grounded, stay weird, and stay debt-free.